to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. So we call the meeting together to order at 7:45. Roll call. Okay.
Where's the sheet?
Yeah.
I think you were the last one.
I think it
Joe, do
was
you have
right here.
Oh, that sheet?
Do you have it?
The sign up sheet, I think she put it back on Becky's desk.
You want me to just call it?
Sure.
Maddie?
Here.
Sledge?
Here.
Patterson? Absent. Henderson? Absent. Conan?
Here.
Shoemaker?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
Galecki?
Yep. Here. Okay, so now we have approval of agenda. There's two things to add to the agenda. Excuse me. And they're both considering the DDA. So we're going to have a DDA meeting this evening. So how about we'll do the DDA, where do you want to put the DDA meeting?
After the approval.
What?
After approving minutes.
Oh, that's an approving minutes?
Okay.
Or do you want to do it as a separate?
Let's do it at the end, so
Yeah,
after
As
10,
a separate meeting.
so then we don't have to change
Either
that
at
many
the beginning
numbers.
or the end, I would think.
Yeah, let's do it at the end.
Okay.
So it'll be a
10A or something?
DDA meeting. And then it'll be approval, A will be approval of minutes from 10/7. B will be budget. I think I did this wrong. We have to elect officers first. So A is elect officers.
To the DDA officers? or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
C.
What is the approval of minutes from?
It's on your, it's in your October.
It's October's.
If you look at October,
The DDA meeting?
yeah. Is it October?
Not really.
Yeah, it's October, it's this, right after approval of the agenda.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about the motion to approve the agenda as amended?
I'll motion to approve agenda as amended.
Discussion, all in favor, or second?
Go ahead. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So election of officers, so we have the chair, vice chair, secretary, that's it, right?
Planning.
Yeah. DDA has 4.
DDA will have a treasurer.
So would anybody like to be chair?
Now, is this chair for the DDA or chair for the?
This is planning.
Oh, we're doing the planning here?
Yeah, we're in planning.
Oh, we're in 5.
So-
We're in 5.
Yeah, we're in 5. So we'll do election of officers, the approval of minutes for 3 months, synopsis and agenda. And then go into the DDA.
Okay.
I'll nominate Ben DeLucky for chair.
I'll second that nomination.
Anybody else like to be chair? Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we need a vice chair.
I'll nominate Chris Sledge as vice chair.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay. Opposed? Okay, now we need secretary.
Who's the secretary now?
Your vice chair.
My bite, yeah.
Oh, I should have done that. Who was the vice chair?
Me.
I should have nominated you
No,
then.
that's
You're gonna be
fine.
secretary
Yeah, you can be the
now. No,
secretary.
I'm done.
Yeah, this
Are you
is
done?
Is it?
Lisa's last meeting.
Well, then let's nominate somebody that's not here.
Yeah.
Snooze you
That's how I got it.
When I first got nominated, I was first secretary and I had no idea what I got myself into.
Oh, what, at 3 years now? I haven't done anything other than Becky gives me the stuff to read, and I
Yeah.
go through my notes. And
Well, I was before
Oh, I
Becky,
fill out
and I had my notes were.
So if you're the recording one, yeah, then it makes it tougher. But now you got Joe though, too. You go through the videotape.
Yeah, Becky's still gonna get the tape, that's why I said the time.
Who's this? The other secretary?
What is her name?
Yes.
Patterson. So
Yes.
What's
About
your
all
first
that's
name?
left,
Kathy?
Christie.
Christy.
What,
Christie.
Christie?
You just have to do the fake, I guess.
Well,
Well, it can be you can nominate her, so she's not here. That's how I got it.
teacher to get stuck in the snow. Okay, how about a motion?
I did the first two motions.
Hey Lisa, you're leaving.
Yeah, I say Lisa.
Okay, so I'm making a motion to elect Christy Patterson
Mm-hmm.
as secretary
The planning
for
commission.
planning commission.
I'll second that.
Okay.
You stick with that
All in
then?
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry.
That's democracy.
Well, see, she can't really get mad at you now.
Right.
Yeah. Well, she can.
You're quitting?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have approval of September 4th meeting, or September 4th meeting minutes. So present at that meeting was Galecki, Shoemaker, Smith, and Matty. So these four people can vote on it. The other will have to abstain.
We doing September 1st?
Yes, September.
I'll motion to approve the minutes of September 4th, 2013
As presented.
as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain?
Abstain.
Okay, so that passed. So now we have October 7th. October 7th is Galecki, Shoemaker, Sledge, and Matty. Motion to approve the...
I make a motion to approve the October 7, 2013 minutes as presented.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Abstain?
Abstain.
Abstain.
Okay, so now we're to December. December would be Conan, Sledge, Shoemaker, and Galecki.
move that the minutes of December 2nd be approved as presented.
Second.
Chris seconds.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed or abstain?
Abstain.
Andy abstained.
Okay, good. So we got those out of the way.
Is
Okay,
just
so
Maddie-
synopsis, let me,
Is just Maddie the
It's
only
just
one?
Maddie.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. Excuse me? Well, this is Becky not being here and being quite the secretary.
Did a tremendous job.
The 2013 synopsis.
So,
Oh, wait. This is
there,
the
there,
same thing.
there,
It's redundant.
there you go. Just pass those on, Dave. One more time. There you go. There you go.
So we still haven't, we haven't settled on the fence ordinance yet?
I don't think we did anything with it.
No.
No. We did this.
We didn't need to do the appendices.
Yeah, we didn't have to do that, did we?
So that's an A kind of.
Yeah.
The animal thing,
Oh, yeah.
6 and 7, weren't those kind of combined?
Mhm.
So, and didn't council just go with what planning had?
Is that that chicken thing?
That's
Yeah.
what
Chicken
started
thing,
it with this
nothing
issue.
went but the chickens.
Okay.
I thought it might come back, and I still think it might, but
So the chicken thing is just
Second.
in limbo right now? It's
Okay.
just-
That wasn't the chicken thing is where you're going with it though, right? Wasn't it the issue? Is it?
Well, it was dogs,
Do we have
dogs
the
and
number
cats.
of-
yeah, we
Yeah.
accepted your recommendation.
Yeah,
Okay.
So that we're on the same page?
There was a
now?
conflict between the
Right.
code of ordinances
Yeah.
and
Correct.
our zoning
Yeah.
ordinance,
Yeah.
such as the number of those pets.
Yep.
but we did look at the chicken thing too, because the chicken thing, in the planning commission ordinance, it does allow you to have chickens, but you need an acre.
Right.
Right. And you said anything other than that you think, you bounced it to the council to give you direction or something?
Yeah,
And I thought it might be coming back, but the council person that was spearheading that, I think he had the support to do it, but then he didn't seem to want to do it, so.
Okay. So nothing's been done with it then?
no.
Just a little discussion. and
Yeah.
Right now, it hasn't gone anywhere. You don't know anything, do you, Joe?
Nope.
So,
Okay.
It was up to spending money to write a new ordinance.
All right.
So what else did we do? Okay, so then this is what we did. Okay, so that was what our agenda for 2014, and the other one is accomplishments. Conducted 7 regular meetings, 1 special meeting, LED presentation, training seminar, special approval land use for Armada Healthcare, reviewed and approved numerous site plan applications. Through the ages, WRAP LLC and Armada Healthcare. That's all we had was 3.
We have more than that.
Oh, wait a minute.
We have the
So
dollar
December.
store, right?
You
No,
had-
that was
yeah.
12.
Dollar store,
No,
Yeah.
that was 2012.
was it?
No, we just had the dollar store. She just
Yeah,
opened
we
it up
just
today.
had-
Oh, that's right.
Was
Yeah,
that through
that
the
was
December
December.
though, wasn't it?
That was
Yeah.
December?
Yeah.
That was December. So
Armada General,
Yeah, I made a general store.
What was through the ages? I forgot what that even was.
That's the,
I don't remember.
That was the photograph
florist,
Thing.
photographer,
and,
antiques.
yeah, photograph and florist, wasn't that it?
Oh, okay.
So then,
What was that place there on Fulton and whatever that is there by the church? That closed
Mom
down.
and Pops.
Yeah, mom and pop
Yeah.
place. Was that
Well,
2014?
That was done in.
yeah, that would have been 12,
Was it?
yeah. Because he was open for quite a while. They were open for about a year.
Right.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
old, we're
Did we
saying
do something
21
with
and-
Yeah.
the road insurance place
No,
last
Shell
year?
gas station.
The old Shell station, now we
That's
show
it.
our
Remember, you
age.
know, the
Yeah.
Shell station. I missed the front of that.
Yeah.
That's what I still refer to it as. It's Shell Station and Car Wash.
McVeigh's. Shell
Yeah,
station.
McVeigh's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what that was a long time ago.
Oh,
McVeigh's.
Yeah, long,
Unmistakable
long
shelf
time
for
ago.
And when I first moved in
Yeah.
town, that
Then it
was
was a Mr. Muffler and.
But it was also,
After.
Ed Schoaf was, I think, the original there.
Was he?
Guy by the name of Ed Schoaf. You remember?
Yeah, I remember the show. I'm related to the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the
Just-
egg
Just see that
Yeah,
way.
it's on my wife's side. Yeah. Yeah, that show, and then McVeigh, and then Pipe, I think, had it.
I don't think Roger bought it.
Danny Roos,
Jen,
and
yeah,
they were together. And Van Pamel, was it there?
yeah.
Who's the Van Pamel? I don't think Pipe had it.
I don't think
Yeah.
Roger was in
Yeah.
it.
Roger
Jim had it, and
I
then
don't think
Tire
so.
Express, after Jim left.
I lost track there. I don't remember so much the Tire Express.
Yeah, they were only there less than a year. Okay, so, let's go through the synopsis thing. So, the synopsis thing, we didn't rewrite the fence ordinance. Possible training, we did that. Master plan, we didn't need to do the appendices. The cell tower ordinance, we didn't do, but we need to do. So, let's put that into 2014.
How about the fence ordinance, what was that? Did we decide?
What's 4.02, what's permitted use?
Oh, isn't that where there's,
The side,
one of those
the front.
didn't, I don't know, there was a change we needed and then didn't make it.
Mhm.
What the heck was that?
Wasn't it with the side and the front?
The setback?
Here, I thought, oh, I think it had to do with the corner.
There was something we wanted changed that didn't get changed.
Well, there's, yeah,
Something with a P that should have been an S or something like that.
Yeah.
S that's supposed to be a P. Or might have been
I don't
a P.
remember what it was, but I remember talking about it.
Yeah, we'd have to go back to the notes.
okay, well, let's put that for 14 too.
Cell tower,
Cell tower, what else?
The permitted uses,
Oh,
okay,
which is 402.
so then,
Fence ordinance, that was with,
Dennis wanted us to redo the fence ordinance.
yeah. Because of the, with the, was that the one with the, what's her name over here with that, the corner lot?
that's, yeah.
That's one of
Put the
them, yeah.
gate in, and then,
Yeah.
yeah, I know there was
Well, there
another,
was-
someone else went to build.
There was a bunch of them. It's all the setbacks on the road, because there's a few people that put their fences right next to the
Right.
sidewalk, and it's supposed to be a
A
5-foot
foot.
setback.
A 5 foot
It was a
setback?
foot.
I think so.
Well, not many people have a 5 foot setback then, do they?
It
Well,
was a foot, but anyway, but
no,
the other two.
I think it's 5 foot. I could be wrong, but, so that was, so he wanted us to look at that, so that when he went out, that he'd have a clear guideline.
Oh.
Then we should still do that. Okay. So the accomplishments we went through, so there, we're in agreement that there was 4 applications?
So applications, that's, yeah.
Didn't we do something, or at least talk about the old insurance place on South Fulton? What they were gonna,
Yeah, but he hasn't opened up.
Oh.
He hasn't decided what he's gonna do yet.
okay.
And I've talked to a few people that are entertaining the fact of the old Shell station
McVeigh's.
or McDay's or the antique resale shop. Okay. So then the other thing that, so those would be the synopsis for 2013. So I don't think, do we need to vote on that, Chris? I don't think so. We just recommend for Becky
Exactly.
to write it up. Okay. So you got notes?
Yes.
I know. Good, okay. So then we can move on to the agenda for 14. So the agenda for 14 would be the cell tower, the section 2.0 or 4.02. The fence ordinance, and remember when we did the ordinances last year, did we do that in 12 or 13?
12.
12, okay. And we did the executive one, so that if it was the same, they still had to file an application,
Yes.
but the planning commission chair could approve it.
But it never went into writing,
The
right?
administrative review is not set right.
No.
Is it Dennis that has?
Yeah,
this?
Dennis has it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and I think
Share
it
that.
should be kind of shared, so Dennis, I could see Dennis have an administrative thing, but it should be under the building department, not under the planning department. So you could have it in our ordinance. So like, and then good for instance is, okay, Larry's automotive, if you kind of remember his site plan was supposed to have 2 driveways and then 3 grassy islands.
Yeah.
Well, he was excavating the grass out, and so I didn't really think too much about it, but then he went really deep, and I went over there and said, Larry, what's going on? I'm gonna put concrete here. He said, you can't. What do you mean? It makes more sense. I said, well, maybe it makes more sense, but you're not approved to put concrete here. So Dennis gave him a executive decision or executive thing to allow him to do that, and it's fine. So I think that in that instance, that's a building thing, so planning could have done it too, but Dennis could do it. So, but the thing, Dennis shouldn't do like a pizza place.
He is in a site plan review for.
Correct, and right now, he's doing site plan reviews.
Yeah, I agree, that's a good point about the building side of it.
Yeah,
We could take there and take care of 2 birds at one stone.
so I think because we said, because they had it in there and we rewrote it, but it never made it, McKenna didn't.
Right.
They didn't do our revision. So I think we should redo that as a amendment and then just add the planning commission chair.
Yep, I think so too.
Okay, so there was some discrepancies in the sign ordinance too.
Between us and council?
No,
Oh, between us and
because
us.
what we said and what got printed.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Sometime.
And-
Are they gonna credit us the time that we judged?
Well, we'll see what we do. I'm hoping I can get them to eat some of it. Okay, anything else? We should probably look at the master plan. When did that pass? Oh, we just did a couple
No,
years
it was
ago.
12.
Yeah.
2012.
Since
Yeah,
they
but
didn't work
no, we
on
don't
that
do anything
for
with it.
forever.
No, yeah.
November
yeah,
5th, 2012.
Good, okay, cool.
We don't even have
All
any
right.
new
Well,
sets
it's five-
or anything like that.
In 5 years, all we have to do in 5 years, we don't want to do anything. We just have to say, we looked at it and we don't want to do anything. So, I had some timers, I can remember when they did it.
I got mom time.
I like that.
Any training out there this year?
Paul, anything else?
Not that I can
So
think
we got
of.
2 items right now. Ordinances and any normal business that should arise during the year.
Well, and then you have the fence, the cell tower.
Yeah, the ordinance.
Oh, I see, okay.
I
you
got
just-
5
you
of them
sub-
under ordinances.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, just like you had done before,
Sure.
I've got. to do this.
Okay, you just kind of subbed that.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like outlines
Is there
too.
anything else, what's new for this, year? Anything from the state or anything coming? Or anything?
Well, that's a cell tower thing, but I don't know, I mean, we could,
Yeah.
maybe we could ask Becky to call Amy and find out if there's anything that we need to do, to be current on, and then she could add that,
Yeah.
okay?
They pretty much took it away from the local control anyway, right?
What's that?
The cell
On the cell tower.
Yeah, exactly. All we have to really do is rewrite our ordinance
Okay,
to fit the new guidelines.
okay. And those are
So-
state guidelines, right?
Correct,
Yeah, okay.
correct, yeah. So the only time planning has anything to do with cell tower now is under new construction, totally new.
Okay.
New site, totally new construction, new tower.
Okay.
First council meeting this gets presented then? Or is it the second one, which already?
It would be,
choice?
it would be the second one. We could do it at the first one, but usually planning second one, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
what it used to be, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so can we move along?
Yep.
Okay, so now we need a motion to enter, to close the, can we just do it at the end?
Yeah.
Sure, let's just move it to the end.
Yeah, public comment?
Yes.
Yeah, so
After
public
the
comments, there is
Yeah,
none.
close this meeting. Open it up.
Yeah, chair report, like I said, I talked to somebody about the old insurance building, they haven't decided yet. Been in contact with Sam Belkey, they're not ready to do something with their restaurant. Catering.
Or whatever it is.
What exactly, they told me a couple times, and it's not really clear to me, it's like they wanna have like some small gatherings in there, is that, what are they approving?
I don't think that they have Sam wants this, Ross wants this. So that, and they haven't picked a name because Sam wants a name, Ross wants a name.
Oh, I thought they
They're
were
not
set
the
on the
same
name.
name.
I thought they were set on the name.
But,
that
yeah,
could
we
be.
haven't, you haven't approved, the planning.
We haven't done anything.
We haven't seen
Okay,
anything.
so-
on it.
Okay, they
So I'm
have,
just-
that's what I was
No,
asking, what did they give?
Yeah, I'm just doing chair report of people that I talked to, you know, so then I talked to somebody about the going into the, possibly going into the antique store, resale shop, but nothing, you know, no action has been taken yet, so.
Have you talked to anybody on, Cordy's?
Only Jeff and Laura. So Jeff had one story, Laura had a different story.
That's what, Joe was saying.
Yeah.
So,
What is that in the chair report?
yeah,
That'll be neat.
And then you will be contacting, or being contacted by Jeff Fritz for detached condos soon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so that's still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Where's that at?
Into Franklin?
but I'm not
That
sure.
part of our Amanda Meadows 3.
We have to look at that one really good, because we've got to go back
Yeah.
before we even talk to them about the expansion, we have to look at the Fritz Phase 3. Lot averaging was done using some of the vacant property that he had. So whether or not he has property to expand on, I'm not sure. So before we even do anything, we need to look at that. So I think that he has property to expand on, but I'm not sure. But I remember Stan Woodhouse, you were wrong, Paul, weren't you? Stan was here?
No, I
No?
remember Stan, but I don't know.
So I remember that he said, just remember that he's used up a lot of the property. So I don't know if it's all in the pond or if it's in that other 4.5 acres.
I think they have those acres because they were at my house. And they were I asked if they were gonna do any new construction. And they wanted to do detached condos. Cause that was one of those that he still had left.
Oh, we could use this.
Well, I guess between
Yeah, for the housing
when
stock.
everything fell apart, the housing fell apart, he lost a lot of his properties, he had to give it to the banks. But he kept that one because he knew he wanted to develop it. I
Well,
said, you should build more houses instead of
but there's
condos."
not, but
One of the
there's,
home style is already up in the front. He took that one from the.
there's
one
no
bigger
access to it now with the arsenic treatment plant.
patio. Yeah.
You can't get in it for free.
Okay,
I'd say
so
you'd
anyway,
have to- Yeah, you'd have to get through Franklin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he wants to do detached
Detached.
A small
Yeah.
detached.
or
Oh,
site?
that's right, there's two of them, George, there's two of the
Site
same
condos.
styles.
Or don't you know?
Pardon me?
Site condos or
Yeah.
detached condos?
Detached.
Detached, no, he wouldn't, yeah, well, they might wanna do that way. You can
They're
get
like
two.
that, when you first come in, it's
Yeah, there's one in the beginning and there's one in the very back out of the same
that
ones.
two, it's the two.
Yeah, they'll be ranch
It's
style.
like the thing they got over in Romeo then.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yes, and that's the same style they put, there's two of
One
them
with the big
in ours.
landscape pond, that's exactly. I don't know what that's called.
Those are nice
Fox,
enough, it's nice
something.
enough.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, it's
duplexes,
nice
aren't
house,
they?
yeah.
They're ranch duplexes.
No,
No, they're single.
they're
They're
single.
single.
Yeah, otherwise they wouldn't be.
Yeah, they would be detached.
Right.
But they might be sites, they might be site
He
condos.
could try that. That would be an interesting approach.
Yeah,
Was that a PUD or no?
no.
No.
That was before that all became
Correct.
official.
Yeah, correct.
We don't have any rules for site condos, do we?
Yes, I do believe we do.
Oh, yeah.
For lot size or anything?
I do believe
So
we
they're
do.
gonna go right in here, right?
Well, no, just straight and to the right. Because the left is what property the village
No,
bought.
that's the
Yeah.
village, go over this way.
That's the
towards
village.
me,
Yeah.
Towards me,
Yep. What were you had your finger
Franklin.
before?
this way.
That
Right
part,
here.
that dark gray
So it
one
comes
is
right-
it.
Yeah,
Yes,
And
So
then-
this would just
yeah.
extend here, Franklin through?
yeah.
Because that was also gonna be the other tap, the only other way to tap in for Blake, to get to that other, to the
Yeah,
north end
I-
of that
I-
parcel.
Depot Street was the future of Armada.
Still may be.
Oh. Get rid of the arsenic treatment plant?
Yeah,
Well,
and, or redirect the trail.
Well, you could
I
still,
had them come over because I wanted to reconfigure some stuff in
no, you're gonna get rid of that treatment
It's in our
plant.
houses.
Yeah.
What's the stand on me?
Get some legislation and get the arsenic level back up to 15.
Be next to him.
Okay,
Push
so
it.
that's my chair report.
Alright.
So how about a motion to adjourn the planning commission meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Unless somebody else has something else.
Okay, so this has gotta be a whole separate meeting then.
Correct.
the,
Yes, for the
Yeah.
EDA.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
Lisa?
I'll motion to adjourn the,
Go ahead.
planning
My
commission
name's
meeting
enough there.
for
January
January sixth, 2014.
I will-
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now a motion to, okay, we don't need a motion to go into the DDA meeting, do we?
you just open the meeting.
Yeah, we
open it.
Call the
Got the open
meeting.
meeting.
Yeah, just
Call
call
the meeting
the
to
order.
order.
Yep.
Called DDA meeting of January 6, 2014.
Do we have to do a roll call?
Yes,
Yeah, we should.
yeah, we should.
What time was the call to order?
8:20.
Yeah.
Roll.
Let me just do it again.
Yes. please.
Galecki,
Here.
Mandy,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Sledge,
Here.
Shoemaker,
Here.
Patterson, absent, Conan,
Here.
Anderson, absent.
Okay, what? Okay, so now we have election of officers. I asked to be chair last time. I just wanted to do it for the transition if there was any headaches. I didn't want anybody else to get them, and there actually was some headaches. But now if somebody else would like it, that's fine and dandy with me, and I just assume somebody else took it. But if they don't want it, I'll take it.
Well, you know, you got kinda, hey, I roped you out of the vice there, but, so maybe you should take it.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't wanna do it.
Me either.
It's just the way we got Patarack, because nobody else would do it, that's just the way we're
Got
gonna
what you
get
want
rid.
now.
Well, I work with Mr. Patarack, pretty, closely, so I just assume I'll do it. Yeah, I'm the chair of the board of review, so I work with John,
Oh, okay,
On that.
that's right.
and, I just assume I'll do it. If you were to ask me,
You should be working with your assessor and knowing the properties being arranged. You don't really have to work with John in that, although he does
I'm
appoint
a real
that.
estate appraiser, been appraising houses and I made it for 22 years, I know the properties. But I still have to work with John, he's on the board, so.
But then you realize that we can't get what you guys been assessing us at.
I don't assess, I got nothing to do with taxes except the board of review.
Oh, I thought you were supporting the assessments.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, well, I'll nominate Ben DeLucky as DDA chair. Paul,
I'll second it.
thank you.
Everybody's got too big a grin.
I'll see those in.
Okay, all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Gee, I was hoping to get off of one.
It works good if the chair's both planning and DDA, I think.
Yeah, I think you got excellent
Yeah.
point. What other?
Probably makes the meeting smoother.
Yeah.
What other?
Does DDA have a vice chair?
Yes.
I think
Okay.
that was me.
Do the vice
I
chair?
think I was. Don't look at, I'm not doing it anymore.
Well, I know, but it's just, I was just looking that you were in charge of vice.
I was what?
In charge of vice.
Oh. I get lots of different hats.
But we only have,
Well,
Sure.
okay,
I'll nominate Chris Lutz as vice president.
I'll
for
second
DDA.
it. I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
So we need a secretary and a treasurer.
Treasurer liaison. By law, I have to be the treasurer.
Oh, you have to be
Oh,
the
okay.
treasurer?
So we don't have.
Oh, that's right, so
You
you're,
have to have a
are you,
liaison.
then you're on the DDA board?
I'm a non-voting member.
A non-voting, okay, so, okay.
So you just need a
So we need
secretary.
a second, you said a
So
liaison?
then you're the treasurer,
I'm
okay, so that's by
by law,
law.
but you
So the
need a
village treasurer has to be the treasurer of the,
treasurer.
so we don't nominate or do anything?
Not for the treasurer, but I need a liaison because I'm not required to be at your meetings. Even though I do, but you guys want to start beating me up.
Wait a minute.
I don't come anymore.
We're not gonna nominate a treasurer because I don't wanna do this if you're not here to, the only thing we're doing this for is for the treasurer.
No, you have a
I think
liaison.
you have to
that's
have, you do have to have one.
all. You just,
Make
just
it,
the treasurer
make it,
liaison.
Christie, and,
I was gonna say,
Doesn't have to do
make it
anything.
Christie because
or, yeah, you don't
Sure.
have to do anything. I do everything.
Yeah,
Just if
Or
I
you-
wasn't
you
here and
first
there was something
treasurer
needed to be
or
okay,
presented.
well, she's
So
secretary
she's the
already,
secretary.
Can
so,
I do that?
yeah,
There you go.
I'll be the liaison then.
okay, cool, all right,
You're a double
Okay.
liaison then.
yeah. Wait a minute, I don't know if you can you can't be
Council serve on
two.
both?
Right, you can't be liaison
can't be
both,
two.
I don't think.
So it's either you or
Good.
Paul.
Yeah, see, it can't be,
How
it
about
can't
Paul
be you or it
being the
can't be
liaison?
Paul.
I can be, I'll be.
Okay.
Will ya?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, okay,
All right.
so, So Dale volunteered the second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now we need a secretary. So now Christie's was secretary, so Christie's somebody nominate Christie as secretary?
I'll nominate.
Nominate Christie as secretary of the.
Should
DDA board?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
See? Getting stuck in snow is a double whammy.
I know. Snooze, you lose.
Okay, moving right along here. So now we have a budget.
Yes.
Can we make the motion as presented by the secretary?
You guys don't have,
Yeah, we
you just
could.
need to go through and review it.
Yeah.
As far as income, I'm showing you a zero income. You
Okay.
may get some,
Okay,
that's called a bonus.
And the biggest thing to realize here is after this year,
You will have 3,000.
the village council, the general fund will be paying.
No, you still have a construction fund of $71,616.47.
Okay, so we won't be paying in year 15,
Not the count, not the general fund.
right?
but in 16.
But but then you have a reverse amortization on that bond, so your payments get bigger instead of smaller. So.
And then
it'll equal out.
incidentally-
How about you come up here and explain all this? Because you know what it is, and you're the treasurer, so we could do this, but we're just gonna ask questions.
Okay, well, you want me to explain? I mean, I'm here.
All right.
Okay, so the first page is revenues and other sources. So we have a TIF capture of $12,601.29.
Okay, page one
That's
is
on
the
the
summary of the
whole.
whole budget. And
Okay,
for this little budget, it almost doesn't make sense, but it's the same format as the auditors want. Because
Okay.
it matches our format for the big budget to the village. So if you go to page 2 of 2, that starts out your revenues.
okay,
And you can see in the prior years, you have had revenue. And in 2013-14, as Dave said, you had $2,985, which was the closing captures and settlements from the township, the village, and the ISD, which was where the DDA gets its funds. So that when they close in their budget year, it passes over into our next budget year. So those were not anticipated, as you can see in the blue, well, you don't have color column. But the first column that says the current budgeted was what we had budgeted for the year,
Which was zero.
which was zero. Those came in, those are final settlements from 2012. But they came in early because like I said, ISD doesn't even close their books till mid-April. So they don't write any settlement checks, so we didn't get a settlement check from them until June of 2013. So that's why that falls over. The auditors themselves will readjust the budget and put it into the proper years.
okay, so I'm confused.
So now the last column,
So it's gonna be zero now, but there's
It's
potential
zero.
that village, township, and MISD could be something?
there could be something because assessments have gone up here and there. You know, we were in a negative capture, which means you do not get anything. And you did not technically get anything in 13-14. Those are, like I said, 2012.
What I don't
numbers.
understand is, they still should have got the dental offices over there
No.
in this building.
No, they're
No,
not
you
in-
are in,
they're not
it
in the
was in
DDA.
such a negative that anybody who did have some that would capture, that negative ate it up.
Oh, because the line
To
was
get-
drawn at a
yeah.
dollar amount, not at
Exactly.
a building.
Right, right.
Okay, I get it.
Right, okay. So you could hit that this year. You could climb up a little bit above the negative capture. I won't know until I've got the final assessments from Tom.
Okay, so if we can back up here,
Yep.
so the $12,601.29,
Where are you at?
page 1 and page 2.
First column.
Hey,
So the actual.
Actually,
prior-
So
that-
actual,
Oh.
that's 2012.
That's 2012, 13.
that's 1213.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next
So
one.
then the 2985 is actually,
is the actual,
that's this current year.
this
Yeah,
current
that's the
year, it's
budget.
not
Okay,
even done.
all
And
right.
that budget year ends March 31st.
Okay,
Right.
all right, okay.
So then March
And
31st,
you
that
really
last
didn't have
column-
anything budgeted because that was the capture and you didn't know if you were gonna get a capture.
Right,
So then, the revenue again for this coming year, 14-15, is anticipated to be zero, but it could be something.
It could be
Yeah.
something.
Okay, all right,
It's an
okay.
assumption.
Now I
We
understand.
did not realize the 1350 at all, or anything from, there's a budgeted for the Armageddon, but then the line next to it doesn't have anything in it. And
Yeah, well, the Armada, and then
That's-
of course it's out now, we're not doing
Yeah.
that. The DDA is not doing that.
right, so you wouldn't see any revenues. from
No,
it.
I did, but there's a blank cell next to it as well, it should be zero or the actual, that's the budgeted, that's the actual was zero, we didn't get it.
Page 103, you're on, oh, no, you're on the summary sheet.
Oh,
One
yeah.
summary sheet.
I got
So you can't, this line here is
No, I got it.
2012, that's,
I got all the numbers, I'm just curious why the summary didn't match. This makes up the top section, this makes
Right.
up the bottom section, why did it
Right.
match?
this is the revenue.
Because it should have been budgeted 1350 right there. Just like it is there.
Okay, so that's a cell error,
This
that
one
should be,
right there. Should it have been zero, or is this one?
that should be zero.
Okay, so this
Yeah,
is.
so that's an error that needs to be fixed. Good catch.
So it was budgeted but never spent.
No, we didn't budget
No, it
it
wasn't.
or didn't spend it.
Yeah,
Should have been there.
okay.
It's a
Well,
carryover from when the 1 year jumps over top of the next one.
mhm.
That cell was in a positive.
That's because they
I got
wanted
wording
that,
like
they wanted that, and the council turned them down and said we would
Right.
not spend any money on that.
Yeah, and really for the viewing audience, that's why the DDA came to planning, was because there was no money to be spent. When, if I got this correct, under advice of the auditors, or was it a state mandate? Somehow they couldn't spend any money.
Actually, they could. It didn't make sense when you're in a negative capture and you have debt to spend it on anything other than your debt. And the
So that
bond,
was really a village council thing.
and the bond
Yeah,
council.
we would don't
The bond
allow it
council
to
said it
go
would be
towards the debt.
irresponsible
Okay.
to proceed in that manner.
So in that thing, so that cuts any expenditures out, and then that's why it came to planning.
Right.
Because there was no
No course of any other business other than.
course
paying
of
the
action
bond.
other than to just do the bond payments.
So
And
what we're
that's
going
kind of
to
what we're
here
doing.
is simply a formality.
Yeah, right.
So then, when you go to page 3 of 3, you have no expenditures until you get down to, just as Ben said, you have the bond principal payments of $10,000, and you have the bond interest payments of $15,072.50. And then you have the bond insurance costs of $325 that usually comes out end of March. So I actually had to force feed it into the current year because it hasn't been spent actually yet, but I know it will be. And then another thing that you need to be aware of as a board, that there are due to general expenses that are coming out for the DDA that's being paid for by the general fund. But it was council's decision to go ahead with the auditor's fees.
Oh, okay, not expense due to general fund.
Yes, a couple of other things that the DDA has spent money on, general paid for it, picked it up. We have a running total that we're keeping, it's several $1,000s at this point.
That was where the DDA loaned the village.
No, it was money that DDA spent that was non-budgeted, because they had no money to spend for it, we didn't budget for it, but the auditors still have to audit the books. So there's a $600-700 cost every year that the council said DDA is not spending any, we don't want the DDA to spend any money other than paying for the bond. So the general is picking up these expenses that you have to pay. I think of another one, there was a couple, 2 or 3 of them that was just towards the end of the DDA. And they said, well, Sherry brought it to council and they said, well, we're just gonna pay it same as we've been paying, you can't just not pay it. I'll look them up, I'll have for you, the list, full list of it, next meeting. But when the DDA pays off the bond and there is any continuation of TIF, the general fund expects to be reimbursed at that time, which is completely within the realm of the law.
Correct, but that's like.
A ways down the road,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay, so, for, the people
Expenditures
that,
this year, you'll have $25,397.50 that you will expend. And it will bring your budget down, your fund balance down to $3,737.17. Give or take a nickel, depending on,
yeah, okay, so our expenses for 2012-13 were $26,162.50. For 2013-14 were $25,782.50. And for 2014-15 are $25,397.50. And of that $25,395, there's zero income. So this is all coming out of the village. No, this is all coming out of the.
DDA's general fund.
Yeah, but it was actually their building fund, so
No.
it's borrowed money.
No.
Yeah.
No, this is out of prior year's TIF capture.
Yeah, this is
The
the,
money
it
that
is?
they collected. That's why they have that second fund that we call a construction fund.
Yeah,
That's the surplus revenue of the bond. And initially, the bond council urged the DDA to find a project to spend this on. And we said, why don't we just pay down the bond? And they said, it's not the intent of the bond to be used to repay itself. You've been given a bond and you've been given funds for improvements, go do it. So they didn't find a project, We finally did the one thing where we traded back and forth for DDA money for CDBG projects that would have covered part of North Fulton Street's project, which tied into some of the
the
funds.
lighting and
The
the
South Fulton Street project.
sprinklers were in there.
It was a disaster. There was, no 2 people were on the same page with it, so that wasn't the answer. So when I talked to the bond council at the last point, and they said, given today's economy, we have no reservations of you using that money to supplement the money that you need to pay the bond. In an ideal economy, we wouldn't recommend it, but in today's economy, it's acceptable.
so this is leftover money from the bond?
Yes, for the street.
But that's
Okay.
gonna run out.
Correct, well, that's kind of,
Yes,
I
it will run out
understand
before the
that.
bond
Since
is
this is
paid.
being televised, I'm kind of trying to understand this and let our viewing audience understand it also.
So that surplus of money will subsidize the bond payments for about another 3 years.
Well, wait a minute.
And at
I
that
thought we only
point,
had,
depending on what
When you
the,
start using the construction.
yes, once you start using construction fund.
We don't have that construction amount here.
Yes, you do. But it's
Yeah,
on there,
it's
the
right
bottom
there.
says does not include
71.
Oh,
And then
617.7.
on the second page.
7-1,
616, and then it's right.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right there.
okay, so what is that number? So it's, because your arrow goes right through the second number.
It's also on the bottom of page 2.
Right, it's in page
So
2.
The big bold
Kind of
block
shades
section.
Oh, I thought that was a statement.
Oh, that's
Wasn't there?
bold, boy. That's, I can't
Yeah,
even read that
it's
one
not
either.
bold in mine.
7161647.
Joe, at the end of 3/31/15, we'll still have the 3737 plus the 71.
Yes.
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 And
Yes.
when does the bond principal payment go up from the 10,000?
It starts going up, no, principal payment, I think stays the same, no, I'm sorry, principal payment stays about the same, interest payments are what change, because it's a reverse amortization on the interest that you're paying. So it's the interest that'll increase. If you
Well,
look
that
at
doesn't
this
make
year.
any sense, because the interest is going down on the
Down.
paper you gave us.
No.
We went from
yeah,
15.8 and
Yeah.
12 to 15.4 to 15,000.
Yeah,
And then
right.
15.0. So it's going, interest is going down.
Yeah, it does. So it is a principle that we'll have to adjust. And it kind of jumps, it's like it doesn't just creep, it just kind of jumps at
Well,
certain
I understand, I'm just
segments of the month.
kind of trying to find out when the next jump is.
Was that the one that was 17? I don't remember us talking about this.
2017.
Was it 2017 or
I think at
something?
2017 is when the
Then you
villages.
just have to see where your assessments are. We're
Right.
gonna have to pay something, but you just don't know how.
So we're gonna be, pretty much,
I think by
Good.
2020, 2021, the village will be paying the whole payments.
And once the TIF gets where it can cover it, the payments,
oh, wait a
then it
minute.
also
How-
owns the
how-
money back.
How is, yeah, but,
25
okay, this doesn't make any sense to me. So if you're basically $25,000 per year, and you have 71.6 thousand in your, construction account, that doesn't even come up with 3 years.
Yeah, you're
Just shy of
close.
3
You're
years,
just shy
but
of
you're
3.
gonna have a little bit of, the tip itself is gonna start creeping back up there again.
Okay,
And I have to look to see if the TIF expires before the bond. I always think it does. I'd have to look that one up.
okay, all right. So thank goodness there's some prior year funds. Okay, so what we're doing tonight is we're not approving this, we're recommending this budget go to council. Council will approve it, and then it'll come back to us to ratify.
You adopt it.
To adopt it.
Council accepts it, you adopt it.
Okay. So tonight, all we're doing is
Presenting.
approving this to be presented to council.
Yep.
Or recommending this to be presented to council.
You need a motion for that, or
What's that?
you need a motion for
Yes.
that?
I think so, yeah. Motion and a vote.
If I get the wording, I move that we present to the council the, is there a change in it?
Budget summary, yeah.
Yeah.
The change for removing the revenue for Armada again.
In the 2013 budget.
The 2013 budget.
So I recommend that we present it to the council as
Amended,
amended.
the 2014-15 budget.
2014-15 budget for the DDA.
Yes. A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, you know what?
I don't vote on this, do I?
No, you can't vote on both budgets.
No, so I won't vote on this.
Abstain?
I abstain.
Chris, let me take that question to the auditor. He may tell me that we need to do, because this is the current year's, 13-14's budget. We may simply have to make a budget amendment.
Make it okay, and put
Because
it back on the second page.
I'll double check and make sure that it was adopted with that in there. Or it wasn't adopted with that in there, see if it's just a cell error.
Okay.
And,
Either way, yeah, either sheet 2 or sheet 1's gonna change.
Yeah.
One's gonna go to 0, the other one
Yeah.
goes to 1350.
Yeah. and they
But
did not,
that's a
they did
prior
not
year,
collect
so
that kind of
there's
revenue.
nothing for this year.
No, that's current, that's in this current
That's
year,
the current year. Yep.
13-14. But I'm thinking it was from where the cell moved over from 12-13, and it didn't pull that cell. So I will double check on the actual 13-14 budget itself and see if it was, if it was approved with it in there like that, then we gotta do a budget amendment to take it out. If it's just an error from where I threw this one together, then we'll just approve it with that, we'll send it to council with that correction made.
Run that one by me again.
If we approve the 13-14, let me just go grab it and see. If we approved it with that in there and it's not a cell error, then we'd have to do a budget amendment to remove it out of there.
So then it would come back to us again before it goes to council?
No, if you wanna wait 5 minutes, you can do a budget
I was gonna say,
amendment.
we can-
Oh, okay, all right, okay, cool. That's pretty fast coming back to us.
small town.
Yes. Well, Lisa, I'm gonna miss you.
I lost my spring.
I'll come in
Looking for
and
that little.
Oh, you gonna visit?
Okay, there's a cattle.
Good.
Maybe that's all I need.
I got so much on my plate right now, I don't even know where. I need two,
You need another plate?
I need another plate.
Okay, you've adopted it with it in there.
Yes?
That would be all I need.
So, your actual budget is just gonna show a negative revenue capture. You don't have to do a budget amendment for it.
Okay,
It will just, the two columns won't match because your first column is your current budgeted amount, and then the second column is your actual amount. So at the end of March 31st, that actual will not have that there. So, it's correct, it just needs to go back onto
Okay, so sheet 2, it should be in.
sheet 2.
Okay. So that should be at 1350.
Yep. Yep. No. No. Because sheet 2 is only your,
No, sheet 2
no,
is
sheet 2's
budgeted.
got budgeted and actual, okay. Yeah, so I'm budgeted, the second column, it should be 1350 there.
Yep.
But the first column should stay
Is it
zero.
1350?
Right here. On sheet 2, it was in the budget,
It wasn't what you adopted.
but the answer was in the actual current year, the actual is 0.
Is zero because it won't come in.
so then we don't really need to do it as amended.
No,
Nope.
no, because we just corrected it, so that's how it will go to council as corrected.
Okay,
That's correct, yeah.
okay. So then we're good, we don't have to change it.
No, you don't change anything.
Okay. Any questions? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, the BDA meeting.
Yep.
A second?
All in favor? Aye. So moved.
Do you make motions
Me,
on the planning commission?
myself, the chair, I try not.